Hello, YouTube. This is the Truth Man giving you the truth. Giving you the truth. Hopefully, you will be able to receive it, that you will know about this message that I'm getting ready to bring forward right now. Let me just go back to the scripture. I entitled this one, What It Is Time For and What It Is Not Time For. As you all know, you who do research, that there's a lot of agents in the world with a very evil plot. And there's people who are accepting bribes to deceive people on streaming videos like YouTube, in everyday life, at your job, everywhere, every facet of life. But I want to show you something real quick. Real quick. See, I like to come from the NASB, and sometimes I have to hunt for it because the NASB is never at the top. Okay, here it is. Listen to this. The scripture says in Ecclesiastes 3, there is an appointed time for everything. There's a time for every matter under heaven, a time to give birth, and a time to die, a time to plant, and a time to uproot what is planted, a time to kill, and a time to heal, a time to tear down, and a time to build up, a time to weep, and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time to dance, a time to throw stones, and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace, and a time to shun embracing, a time to search, and a time to give up as lost, a time to keep, and a time to throw away, a time to tear apart, and a time to sew together, a time to be silent, and a time to speak, a time to love, and a time to hate, a time for war, and a time for peace. Then verse 9 says, what benefit is there for the worker from that in which he labors? I have seen the task which God has given the sons of mankind with which to occupy themselves. He has made everything appropriate in his time. He has also set eternity in their heart, without the possibility that mankind will find out the work which God has done from the beginning to the end. I know that there is nothing better for them than to rejoice and to do good in one's lifetime. Moreover, that every person who eats and drinks sees good in all his labor. This is the gift of God. I know that everything God does will remain forever. There is nothing to add to it, and there is nothing to take from it. There's nothing to add to it, nothing to take from it. So, what is it time for? Let's look at this list. What is it time for? It's time to speak. Anybody that's on YouTube or anywhere that's just talking race war, talking about racism, forget that. It's not time to speak about that. It's time to speak about freedom. Freedom. Economic freedom. Economic freedom. Physical freedom. It's time to find the people that think they are more important than the mass and make them get somewhere and sit down. Because every life is equally important. Unless you are working for the devil, working for darkness, doing what darkness approves of. Because when you start doing what darkness approves of, now you're against everybody. So it's also a time to separate. It's time to separate, not based on political views, not based on color, but based on right and the willingness to do right and wrong. Let me give you an example. If you hell bent on burglarizing, stealing cars, carjacking, doing all the evils of the world, then those of us that are not, it's time to get away from them. It's time to get out of these cities that are infested with crime, that the police department, no one wants to be a police no more. They're overburdened. And now they have these issues where people are treating one or two mishaps and missteps as more important than the thousands of lives they save, the thousands of businesses they save. So it's time to get away from these. If you are a judge and you are condoning slapping on the wrist of crime, then it's time for all the rest of us to move away from them too. Let them live around these people that's doing this stuff that they're letting out. It's time to heal. It's time to tear down unrighteousness. It's time to laugh. It's time to enjoy ourselves. It's time to tear apart evil and division that is unnecessary. All unnecessary divisions. It might be time, hopefully it's not time for war. But freedom, this is the country of the free. This country is for everybody. Everybody that's here, this is theirs. It don't matter how rich you are. It don't matter what secret group you belong to, especially if you belong to the dark groups. So anybody that is promoting division, don't give them no financial support. Anybody that's promoting like division, because color, we all bleed red. That's over with. Don't tell me nothing about pro-black, this, pro-black. I don't want to hear that. These dudes steal your car. They stole one of my cars. They damaged the other one. If they could, they would take everything out of my house. And yes, they the same color as me. Some darker, some lighter. That doesn't matter. A thief is an enemy. A violent person who's acting violently to take from others instead of to defend themselves against evil is an enemy. And it's time to stop condoning this stuff. It's time to stop condoning promiscuity. Don't condone it. Don't condone it. Listen, we all know that marriage is practically a scam at this point. So you got one or two choices. Either you gonna just control your sexual urges, or you gonna dig to find somebody worthwhile. But that marriage license is whack. It's not, and it's coming from a married man. It doesn't benefit a man. It doesn't. It yields you powerless. I could tell you story after story that I know about right now, but I'm not going to put people's business on YouTube. I'm not going to put their business on YouTube. So, it's time for these things. It's time to, if people try to discriminate against you for not pinching yourself with something that's not going to benefit you and more than likely is going to destroy your health, then it's time to let them bankrupt themselves. Stay at home. That's cool. That's cool. You want to play this game? You want to play this game? You want to decide what I do with my body? That's cool. I won't spend with you. I'll get all my stuff now, and then when you start playing this game, I'll just stay at home. I'll play video game. Well, you gonna shut that down? Then I'll read. What, you want to come take my books? Then you start crossing lines. This is when it's time to fight. It's time. No more division among the American masses against each other based on religion. If you believe what you believe, I believe what I believe. Let's not even, if we don't agree, let's not even discuss it. Sex, what you do in your bedroom, what I do in my bedroom, if we don't agree, let's not discuss it. Political, let's not discuss it. What are we going to discuss? Freedom, because we both agree that we need freedom. And stop being a dummy. If you're too old to vote based on what's best for your life and your lifestyle, then don't vote. Because this ain't about either side. This is about freedom. Freedom to wash my tail when and how I want. Put in me, eat what I want, drink what I want, put in me what I want, keep out of me what I want. That's what it's time for. And stop trusting people just because they have money. If they try to eliminate jobs with robots, don't go for that stuff. Say, no, I don't want that. I want a person. See, y'all letting people divide us based on their little secret evils and their secret relations to evil. No more divisions, y'all. And that's all I'm going to say. Unless it's based on what's necessary and what's best. And what's best is freedom. If you're poor, give people the opportunity to choose to help you or not, while you focus on getting you some money. And that's all I got.